Hello, it's Kennedy. Welcome to today's live. How you doing? Happy Thursday to you. So today I want to talk about people missing stuff. What is it you miss? Do you remember cassettes? Do you remember cassettes? That was the old vinyl. I know loads of people love that sound of vinyl. Like they say, there's nothing quite like listening to a song on the old vinyl LP, the good old record. But nobody really says that about cassettes, do they? And I think that's a damn good reason, because none of us miss that thing of having to stick a pencil in that hole and tighten it up when it's all gone all floppy. Nothing worse. Nothing worse. So, do we miss cassettes? No, probably don't. And I want to talk to you today about and share some ideas with you around how cassettes are a little bit like the people who you want to make sales to, who you want to turn to customers. Before we get into that, I think you're going to really like today's session. Before we get into that, let me know if you're here with me live. It'd be great to know. Let me know in the comments below. Say hello. It'd be great. And also, I'd love to read in the comments below, what is it you do miss and what is something you absolutely don't miss? So for me, I absolutely do not miss cassettes, but actually, I do miss good old-fashioned Saturday night television. Things like You Bet and Blind Date, all those things that were fabulous Saturday night television when I was a kid. We used to sit around on the floor of my parents' house. We had furniture, but we used to sit it was a treat to sit on the floor of our parents' house, get a Chinese takeaway. My dad would go and collect it. We'd unbox it onto big trays on the floor, and we'd sit and eat it. My sister, my mum, my dad. It was great every Saturday night watching all these great TV shows. But what is it you miss? Let me know whether you're watching this live or you are watching the replay. I'd absolutely love to know what is it you miss and what is it you don't miss. So before we go any further, I've got to tell you, if you're not already inside of our free Facebook group, it's called the Email Marketing Show Community. It's the community where we're talking about email marketing, how to do great email marketing, how to get started with email marketing, how to upgrade your email marketing and make it really work for you and become the most profitable element of your business. And we do that every single day, all day long. We're currently talking about unsubscribes and dealing with people who unsubscribe. And I've got a really lovely treat for you later on today that I'm posting a cool video later on in the group with a really cool training. So I'm not going to spoil any more about that. But make sure you're in the group. Literally go to Facebook right now and search for the Email Marketing Show Community. And it'll be great to see you in there. So here's the thing with we talk about vinyl. Okay, people say, "Oh, I love getting vinyl." You can still get some nice vinyl, and you can listen to it on your record player and on a deck, and it sounds great. But nobody says that about cassettes. Nobody goes, "Oh, I miss those tangly tape days." Does anybody miss tangly tape days? I don't even miss CDs. I really don't. They used to get scratched. They were just shocking. So we don't miss any of that stuff. So there is some stuff that we do miss, and there's some stuff that we don't miss. And the truth is, can you get to a place where people actually do miss you showing up? And what we want to do with our audience, however we're trying to build our business, is we want to make it so that we want to show up more often, because we don't want them to miss us. If people forget who we are, if people think, "Oh yeah, remember them?" There are people you used to be in touch with. There's certainly people I used to be in touch with who I'm like, "Oh yeah, I used to talk to them all the time. And now I've not heard from them for 10 years or more," right? Great people, we just drifted apart, whatever. And that's kind of what happens a lot when we go out there and we do business networking and we start a social media following and we start tweeting and start Instagramming and we start clubhousing and we do all these different things and we start bringing people in, and then we sort of don't maintain the relationship. And that's what happens when you move people onto your email list and you don't email them often enough. You end up drifting away and you don't keep that relationship going. I speak to my best friends throughout the day by text, by WhatsApp, all day long, just having a bit of chat. And that's what I do with the people who I'm closest with. I know more about them. I understand them. I care for them the most, for those people. So how can you do that with your email list? The thing is, if you're not showing up regularly, if you're emailing your list, and I'm going to say something pretty dramatic, if you're emailing your list less than twice a week, you are not having the kind of relationship that's going to move people into becoming customers and becoming repeat customers nearly as quickly or as efficiently as you possibly could be. You're just not doing it. We would say that if you're not emailing 2 to 3 times a week, you may as well pretty much not bother, because you're not able to get that kind of cadence and bring up that that pace in a way that moves people into a relationship with you. Remember, even if people are not opening your emails, which they will be, but even when they're not opening your emails, they're still saying your name. They're still seeing the subject line. They might be getting a hint about what's going on in your life. They might be still be saying the preview text in the email. So they get a bit of an idea of what's going on, and they're reminded of who you are, what you do, and how you help them. So today's message is really about people are missing you. They're missing your emails. They're missing communication from you. And the simple answer, the simple solution is to email them more, and email them more with solutions, with value, with stuff they care about, that stuff's going to help them. And also, remember to tell them how they can go and accelerate that experience by investing in one of your programs, by investing in some of your products and some of your services. And they'll thank you for it, because the reason they're in your world in the first place, the reason they followed you back on that social media platform, the reason they jumped on your email list is because, why? It's because they've got a problem and they believe you've got the solution to it. So if that's the case, you better show up with the solutions. You better give them some value in those emails. And you better tell them about your products, which can accelerate them getting the solution to their problems, getting to where they want to be. So I'm really interested to hear in the comments below, if you'd be brave enough, and you may not be, but that's okay. If you are brave enough, tell us, how many times a week are you currently emailing? Or how many times a month are you emailing? And would you be willing to take part in a sort of a little challenge, like a little gauntlet I'll lay down for you, which is, could you email more often? Deepen that relationship with your subscribers, give more value, help more people, and of course, you'll make more sales. In 100% of the cases where we've challenged people to email every single day, which seems dramatic, but every single time we've challenged people to email every single day, they've seen an increase in open rates, a deepening of relationships, people replying to their emails, and more sales. Every single time. Every single time. So you can do this. You absolutely can do this. Who's up for the challenge? Let us know if you are. That'd be really, really cool. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you about a different type of challenge that I'm really excited to lay down a new gauntlet for you, which I think you're going to absolutely love. I didn't hear the question. Looks at last broadcast. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so the question is, how many times a week do you email? And what we're thinking is, can we be emailing more often so people don't forget you, so people don't miss you and forget and go, oh yeah, remember Cassettes? We don't want to be about you. It'll be, oh yeah, remember that person. Okay, awesome. Good, awesome. That's been another great live today. Not enough, says Jonathan. You can do it, man. You can do it. You can totally do it. You've got the training. You can absolutely do it. We're here to give you the encouragement to do that. Definitely. Awesome stuff. If you haven't already, make sure you check out this week's episode of the Email Marketing Show podcast. We are talking to the legend Marcus Sheridan about his amazing book, They Ask You Answer. Unbelievable book about coming up with content that helps people to buy from you. And we're talking to Marcus all about it in this week's episode of the free podcast. It's called The Email Marketing Show. Go and check it out on your favorite podcast player, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get it from, or go to theemailmarketingshow.com and do come and join us and talk about it all in the Email Marketing Show community free Facebook group. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. See you then.